of hay is being made of Vanity Fair's close-up photography of members of the inner circle of the Trump administration. The close-up photographs are brutal, and I've been making fun of them. And then I got a lot of pushback about that. This photographer is known for doing really, really raw close-ups. This is the one of Carolyn Levitt, who I will remind you is 28. She has injection marks here from her lip filler that make it look like she has every cold sore known to man. Susie Wiles, the White House chief of staff, who's had so much Botox in the middle of her face it looks like someone scrubbed it clean, and obvious upper eyelid surgery. Rubio looks exhausted and demoralized and has one single hair popping out the middle of his forehead. What is that? It's not just the close-ups though. The full spread make all of these people look very small, chaotic, in a run-down room. I'm sure he thought he was making tough guy face, but it's hard to be scared of someone with their belly hanging over their belt like that. I don't think it was the photographer's intent to make fun of these people. This is a very well-known photographer. It is mine, though. The pushback that I get is we shouldn't make fun of them for how they look. We should make fun of them for their character or mock them for their character. No, we shouldn't. Because they don't care about criticisms of their character or their actions, especially when it comes from the left. They're doing these things on purpose. You saying that makes you a bad person means absolutely nothing to them. But making fun of their terrible eyelid surgery and how it makes them look like a freak show, that does matter to them. Also, this administration is killing thousands of people, literally. The USAID dismantling alone has already resulted in the deaths of children across the world. These people are malevolent, careless, stupid psychopaths. They're also ugly and bloated. They're doing all of this in no small part to uphold or reestablish the gender binary traditional norms that are so important to them personally. However, if you're going to try to reinstall some sort of alpha male, real woman aesthetic onto the rest of the country, you should at least meet the standards yourself without having to buy them. Or if you are going to buy them, you should at least meet them that way. But they don't. They're destroying the country in the name of gender norms that they themselves can't even meet. If you want to act like you're some sort of alpha male, maybe try not looking like you crawl out of a swamp wearing an Egger suit. More to the point, I've said before that we are in the second Civil War. I believe that we are and have been for a while. And in that situation, if your red line in the sand is, oh, but we shouldn't make fun of their Botox, get out of my face, okay? You are no better than Chuck Schumer. You're doing collegiate niceties for normies, as if we are in any kind of era where that makes any sort of fucking sense. If you don't want to go for the jugular of Stephen Miller, that is totally fine. I'm not insisting that anyone go out and talk about how Stephen Miller is 5'4". Stephen Miller's 5'4". But I'm going to. Because when I'm on my deathbed, what's going to matter when I look back on this era is that I can say I did everything I could. I used every available tool to fight this administration. And not, well, at least I didn't make fun of her lip filler.